When I first arrived in Gombe, the forest seemed an impenetrable world, a place of secrets held tightly by the trees and the creatures within. I came to study the chimpanzees, animals that had long fascinated humankind, but about whom we knew so very little. It was not merely a scientific curiosity that drove me. It was a deeper desire to understand our own place in the natural world. Science has since confirmed what many have long suspected. Of all the living beings on this planet, chimpanzees are our closest relatives. We share nearly 99% of our DNA with them, a staggering figure that bridges the gap between their world and ours. This genetic closeness is not just a number on a page. It is a profound connection that explains so much about their behavior, their intelligence, and their emotional lives, which so often mirror our own. This shared ancestry means that when we look at a chimpanzee, we are, in a sense, looking back at a shared branch on the great tree of life. Our evolutionary paths diverged millions of years ago, yet the echoes of that common origin remain. It is visible in the structure of their hands, so like our own, capable of both a powerful grip and a delicate touch. It is present in their forward-facing eyes, which grant them the same binocular vision we use to perceive depth and navigate our world. This biological kinship is the foundation upon which their complex social lives are built, and it provides a unique window into the possible behaviors and social structures of our own earliest ancestors. Understanding them is, in many ways, an act of understanding a part of ourselves that has been lost to time. Chimpanzee society is not a random collection of individuals, but a highly organized and complex community known as a fission-fusion society. This means the main group, which can number 50 or more, is rarely all together in one place. Instead, they move about the forest in smaller, ever-changing subgroups. One day, a few males might travel together in search of food or to patrol their territory's boundaries. On another, a mother and her offspring might forage peacefully with another family. This fluid social structure allows them to adapt to the availability of food and respond to social dynamics. The constant splitting and merging of these smaller parties create a vibrant and dynamic social landscape, where relationships are constantly being negotiated and reinforced through daily interactions. Within this larger community, relationships are everything. A chimpanzee's life is defined by its alliances, friendships, rivalries. These bonds are not fleeting but are built and maintained over many years through shared experiences. Grooming is one of the most important social currencies in their world. When two chimpanzees sit together, one meticulously picking through the fur of the other, they are doing far more than just cleaning. They are forging trust, calming anxieties, strengthening alliances. A chimpanzee with many grooming partners is often a well-connected and more successful individual within the community, demonstrating that social networking is not a solely human invention. Life in a chimpanzee community is a delicate balance between cooperation and competition. This tension between working together for the good of the group and pursuing individual goals shapes their daily decisions and drives much of the drama and intrigue. At the heart of chimpanzee social life is a distinct and often dramatic hierarchy. For males, the ultimate prize is the position of alpha. This is not a role inherited by birth, but one that must be earned and constantly defended through a combination of strength, intelligence, political skill. The alpha male is not always the largest or strongest individual often. He is the most cunning. He achieves his position by forming strategic alliances with other powerful males, gaining their support to intimidate rivals. Once in power, he enjoys significant privileges, priority access to food mating opportunities. His reign, however, is always precarious. Younger, ambitious males are constantly watching, ready to challenge his dominance. The alpha male's power is most visible during his charging displays. He will stand his hair on end to appear larger, brandish large branches, charge through the community, stamping his feet and throwing rocks. This is not just mindless aggression, it is a calculated political statement. The purpose of the display is to intimidate rivals and remind everyone of his strength and status. Subordinates will typically respond with gestures of submission, such as pant grunting or crouching low to the ground, to acknowledge his authority and avoid conflict. There is no bond in chimpanzee society more powerful or enduring than that between a mother and her child. For the first few years of its life, an infant is completely dependent on its mother for everything: food, transportation, warmth, protection. From the moment of birth, the infant clings tightly to the fur on its mother's belly, a constant warm presence against her body. She carries her baby everywhere, never letting it out of her sight. This continuous physical contact is not just for safety. It is the foundation of the emotional security that will allow the infant to grow into a confident and well-adjusted individual. The mother is the center of the infant's universe, its ultimate source of comfort and knowledge. A chimpanzee mother is an incredibly patient and dedicated teacher. As her infant grows, she teaches it all the essential skills for survival in the forest: ripe fruits, poisonous plants. The young chimpanzee learns by watching her every move, imitating how she builds a nest to sleep in at night, uses a blade of grass to fish for termites. This long period of learning, which can last for 8 years or more, is crucial. The knowledge passed down from mother to child is not instinctive. It is a form of culture, a set of traditions and skills specific to that particular community. A mother's guidance shapes her offspring's entire life. Find food, navigate social situations, raise its own young. The family is, for chimpanzees as for humans, the first and most important society they will ever know. Chimpanzees live in a world rich with communication, a constant flow of information that holds their complex society together. While they do not have a spoken language like ours, they possess an incredibly sophisticated system of calls, gestures, and facial expressions. Calls, gestures, facial expressions. Their vocalizations can echo for miles through the forest. The pant hoot is one of their most iconic calls, a rising crescendo of sound. It can be used to announce their location to scattered group members, to express excitement upon finding a bounty of fruit, or as a display of social status. Each individual has a unique pant hoot, allowing others to identify the caller from a distance, much like we recognize a person's voice. Beyond their loud calls, chimpanzees use a wide range of softer sounds for more intimate communication. When approaching a dominant individual, a subordinate will make a series of soft pant grunts as a sign of respect and submission. Mothers use gentle grunts and purrs to reassure their infants, while soft food grunts can signal the discovery of a tasty meal to close family and friends. These vocalizations are not just random noises, they are specific signals with clear meanings understood by the entire community. What is perhaps even more striking is their extensive use of non-vocal communication, particularly gestures. The intelligence of a chimpanzee is not something that can be measured with a simple test. It is revealed in how they navigate the complexities of daily life. Their minds are constantly at work, solving problems, planning for the future, learning from experience. One clear demonstration is their incredible memory. They possess a detailed mental map of their home range. They remember the locations of thousands of individual trees. They also remember seasonal cycles of those trees. They can travel directly to a fig tree they know will be ripe at a certain time. That planning foraging shows sophisticated foresight. Their problem-solving is equally impressive. Flashes of insight. Not mere trial and error. They assess situations and mentally plan before acting. If fruit is out of reach, a chimp might pause and look around. Then it may find a long stick to knock it down, or stack boxes and climb to reach it. Visualizing a solution, then executing it shows abstract thought. They grasp cause and effect and apply it to new challenges. Chimpanzees also excel at social learning. Youngsters learn mainly by watching and imitating elders, especially mothers. Traditions, like specific tool techniques, are passed down. Different communities develop unique traditions. Perhaps most compelling, chimpanzees have a sense of self. They can recognize themselves in a mirror. Soon it experiments, making faces, inspecting parts of its body it can't normally see. This self-awareness is a cornerstone of higher consciousness. For a long time, humanity defined itself by its ability to make and use tools. We believed we were the only creatures on Earth capable of such ingenuity. My early observations in Gombe shattered this belief and forced us to redefine what it means to be human. One day, I watched as David Greybeard carefully selected a leafy twig, stripped off the leaves, and then used the resulting stem to fish for termites in their mound. He was not just using an object he had found, he was modifying it to suit a specific purpose. He was making a tool. This discovery was revolutionary. It showed that the roots of technology lie deeper in our evolutionary past than we ever imagined. The variety of tools used by chimpanzees is astonishing. The termite fishing tool is just one example. In some parts of Africa, chimpanzees have developed a more complex toolkit for cracking open hard-shelled nuts. They select a large, flat rock to serve as an anvil. They pick another smaller, heavy stone to use as a hammer. This requires finding the right materials and understanding the physics of the task. They use leaves as sponges to soak up water from tree holes. They also use leaves as napkins to clean themselves. Each tool is chosen and sometimes crafted for a specific job. Tool use in chimpanzees is learned, not instinctual. Young chimpanzees spend years watching their mothers and elders, then practicing the delicate techniques. A youngster learning to fish for termites is clumsy at first, breaking the grass stem or failing to insert it properly. Through observation and persistent practice, they master the skill. This discovery reshapes how we see our evolution. Chimpanzees give us a living model of that dawn of technology. When we observe the full spectrum of chimpanzee life, the parallels to our own human societies become impossible to ignore. Their world, like ours, is built upon a foundation of complex social relationships. They form long-term friendships. They nurture deep family bonds. They engage in sophisticated political maneuvering. The struggle for power and status among chimpanzee males, with its ambitious rivals, strategic alliances, and dramatic displays of dominance, is a scene that could be taken from the pages of human history or even modern corporate politics. The need for social connection, the desire for respect, and the tension between individual ambition and group harmony are universal themes that resonate deeply with our own experience. The darker aspects of their nature also hold up a mirror to humanity. Chimpanzees are not always peaceful. Like humans, they are capable of organized, brutal violence. The territorial patrols I observed in Gombe sometimes escalated into what can only be described as a primitive form of warfare, with males from one community systematically attacking and killing members of a neighboring group. They are also capable of cruelty within their own community, with high-ranking individuals sometimes bullying or attacking those lower on the social ladder. This capacity for both profound kindness and shocking brutality is one of the most unsettling and powerful parallels between chimpanzees and humans, suggesting these conflicting impulses have deep evolutionary roots. On the other hand, their capacity for empathy, altruism, and reconciliation is equally striking. This ability to forgive and restore harmony is crucial for the long-term stability of their communities. It shows that cooperation and compassion are just as fundamental to their nature as competition and conflict, a duality that defines the human condition as well. Over decades of living among the chimpanzees of Gombe, I came to see them not as subjects of study, but as fellow inhabitants of this planet, each with a unique personality and life story. Their journey through life is, in so many ways, a reflection of our own, born into a family, learning the rules and traditions of their society, forming friendships and rivalries, striving for status, experiencing joy and sorrow, growing old, love, ambition, conflict, cooperation, a powerful reminder of our shared evolutionary past. They are more like us than we ever thought possible. The similarities run deep. Long childhood, importance of learning and culture, complex political alliances, profound emotional bonds, traits inherited from a common ancestor. By understanding chimpanzees, we see the fundamental nature beneath, a living link to our past, a shadow of what we once were. This kinship brings responsibility. Chimpanzees are endangered. Forests disappearing fast, their world destroyed by human activity. Look into their eyes, intelligent, feeling beings. Letting them vanish would be an unforgivable tragedy. Their fate is linked to ours. Their survival depends on our compassion and wisdom. The greatest lesson is humility. My hope, more people see the reflection of humanity in chimpanzees, and in seeing it, are moved to protect them. Protecting them protects the essence of our place in the web of life.